Another draft science video presentation. Let's just start, okay, with the simple physics and the simple scenario, pointing out how physics has a theory that's just wrong and stupid. Some notion of kinetic energy. Now, I've gone over the history, which is really bad. This whole contrived notion of extra energy. You could argue that in philosophy this might be comparable to, the lame and silly notions of free will or something. In a mechanical universe, it just doesn't work, as even language-wise, it's broken. Free would indicate that your will was random and didn't have any, wasn't pointed at all. You could say that, it might be a better argument if people were arguing that people have innate smart will, but free will wouldn't do them any good. Free from what? Knowing how 2 plus 2 is 4? Free from what? Knowledge of good and evil? What good would a will be that was free of knowledge of good and evil? It wouldn't be of any use to a human. It wouldn't be a good thing to have. You wouldn't want one babysitting your goldfish. Just too stupid. But anyway, so the thing is being debated is the existence of some notion that this equals energy. And Newton opposed this. Newton first claimed that this worked. Okay, mv equals energy equals force. That's basically what Newton's equations say. And and the only time Newton, he used the word force and said force equals ma. But that was in the circumstance of a constant force, like in gravity. That's the real purpose of this little piece of stuff. It's really not relevant to a force that isn't being constantly accelerated, constantly pushed. And Newton predicted all the movement of everything in the universe that he knew of with this, and it worked. There wasn't a flaw in it. It wasn't in any way catastrophically broken at all. And the simple experiment that just illustrates it as a thought experiment is navigation in space. And that if you were navigating in space, all you really care about is taking mv, mass, and giving it velocity. And if you give mass velocity out of the engines, you throw atoms and you throw them at a velocity. So you take a mass and you throw it at a velocity. You have to pay for that. You have to use your stored mv, your fuel, to do this pushing. And when you push this way, you're going to get the opposite this way. And all energy can be traced to something that's happening that's basically going to happen in both directions. Like, say, for example, your laser diode is doing the same thing. It's producing energy in one direction, and it is actually recoiling in the opposite direction. But it's such a small recoil that you don't feel it. So the origin of anything you call energy in the universe, its origin was something where something had to go both ways. It was an explosion, essentially, that had to take place on some sort of chemical level. Or it can happen as we experience explosions. And that solves the problem. So the idea is if you threw a 2 kilogram bottle of Coke at 1 mile per hour off one side of your spaceship and threw a dime, 0.001 kilograms at 1,000 miles an hour, you have done exactly the same thing. You've taken your momentum, your mv, and you've ejected it in a direction, and you'll get the opposite effect, which really isn't an opposite effect as stated, but anyway, it doesn't matter. The fact is these two events have exactly the same implications in the universe as what would be called energy, and your spaceship will just keep going straight. But the bizarre part is their formula, their 1/2 mv squared, says you made 2,000 joules of energy over here, so you ejected to the universe 2,000 joules, and you only ejected to the universe over here something like 5. Now the problem is these units, you know, they pretend these units are so sacred, and the units are, a Newton is 107 grams just sitting there, and then you drop that Newton 1 meter, okay, and that Newton becomes a joule. So a joule is about a pound, and so you could approximate that a 2 kilogram bottle, okay, moving 1 mile an hour is like dropping it a ½ inch, and that might weigh, I mean, 2 kilograms, you got 5 pounds right there, and it might weigh a couple more, you know, when you're dropping it, the drop weight will jump it up a little bit, so it might be 8 joules, you know, who knows. Somebody ought to just do it. Somebody ought to just drop a stick of butter on a scale and tell us how much it weighs, because that'll tell you exactly what a joule is in pounds. Nobody's even done this simple experiment, Stephen. You know, so that's how lame this whole thing is in construction. Is just that they haven't even converted their joule, their sacred joule, into an overt weight, which it actually equals. It's an overt weight. So anyway, so this is the truth, okay? 8 joules go this way, and 2,000 joules goes this way. It can't make any sense to anybody reasonable. A reasonable person can understand this isn't 2,000. A dime going 1,000 miles an hour is not 2,000 joules, okay? It doesn't, if I was to convert this into weight, this would be like 1,600 pounds or something. Okay, I mean, there's no way this is the dime weighs 1,600 pounds, and when it hits a scale, it's going to reach 1,600 pounds. That isn't going to happen in reality. It's going to weigh 8. Okay, that's all it's going to weigh. I mean, it's a dime. That's a lot for a dime to weigh, but that's all it's going to weigh is 8. 8, 8, 8. The same went this way as went this way, and this formula is just baby talk. It was invented as a religious notion. It should have never been injected into physics, and it certainly shouldn't have been accepted by physics. It has no experimental evidence defending it. They'll never collect these 2,000 joules. And no, you know, and they keep saying things like NASA engineers. There's no evidence that NASA engineers use this stupid formula for navigating spaceships, because they know momentum is the only thing that matters. They know Newton's mechanics works. It worked when Newton did it, and it works, still works. It doesn't. The fact that Newton was right doesn't change. And they keep trying to say Newton is this. No, because Newton was F equals ma, and as is stated, F equals ma is only relevant when you're in a constant, when you're constantly being accelerated. Then it's relevant how much energy is hitting you per second. But if you get accelerated, if something pushes you and now you have the force inside of you, acceleration's irrelevant. Alright, so that's enough of the argument. So this points out the paradox. It proves the paradox, proves the whole thing silly. There hasn't been a single rational counter-argument to this, and so far, you know, it's a week old and we haven't heard anything like a reasoned argument why it's not exactly as it appears. To be intractable nonsense. There's no way to make this make any sense. 2,000 joules goes one way. Collect them. Show me it's 2,000. Prove it. Just like I want them to prove the 8-pound bowling ball has twice as much capacity to knock down pins when it obviously doesn't. And I've shown you that momentum is how you trace the energy transfer. Something's momentum is exchanged. Not its kinetic energy. It's momentum. That's all that's changing in the universe is momentum. Exchange from one object to another. Alright, so now we'll just get into the raggy comment crap. And it's just so stupid. You know, it's so every single thing they say is a fucking lie. Excuse my French. And they just do it over and over and over again. It's just amazing. Anyway, so I don't know what this is. R.S.sec. Anyway, left a comment. And it's just so dumb. So, talking about logic, but you are commenting on comments on a video titled Getting Personal with Gary, not commenting on the video itself. I mean, right in the beginning of the video, I state, in 2 videos, right? First, the video before that video, I pointed out I'm going to be making the video and it's on the website. And then I left a link in the video to, right in the description. I pointed to the description and said the link is right there. So, of me responding to the actual video. So, and being on my website, it's now on the home page of my website. And, when the weekend gets here, I will be, chronicling other videos I did. And I'll be pointing right to that video from my other channel, which has a lot more viewers. So it's going to get more views. I mean, And so he says, not commenting on the video itself, commenting on the comments, complaining that the comments to the personal video about you are personal rather than scientific. No, they're related to Puro, which on this channel has been nothing but a inarticulate, insensible troll. And I had a previous history with him on the other channel. So it's just that it's more relevant to maybe the Inmendum viewers because Puro's making a video about Inmendum more than he's making one about DraftScience. And that's just a fact. All while getting extremely personal with commentators. How exactly did I get personal with any of the commentators? I mean, that's just hilarious. I mean, what do I care about these assholes? I'm not in their personal life the way they are digging into mine. What a silly thing to say. I mean, it's just so fucking silly. It's such a stupid, idiotic thing to say. I mean, you're just all lost in being such morons. So they can't make a physics argument to save their lives. They just can't. They can't do it. They can't counter anything I've actually said. Or any of the actual ideas as consolidated and perfected, and instead keep doing this horse shit. And Puro himself, yes, exactly. Puro makes a video called "Getting Personal," and you're complaining that I got personal back. That's even funny, isn't it? Retard. He's the one titled the video that, not me. Oh, man. And no, you do not play the entire video. So another lie, right? Especially in this case, because I played Puro's entire video, as I do in most cases. So again, another stupid lie. I mean, compared to anyone else on the internet, there's no way you could make the argument I'm not in the top 1% of those who comment on videos in terms of playing entire videos. It's a silly lie. And you keep doing this. This is all you have, is one silly, stupid exaggeration or lie after another. And that's all you have is a fucking argument. Can't you? I mean, how can you people be this fucking lame? And then you accuse me of being a narcissist when, well, yeah, compared to you people, fuck. I'm doing fantastic in the sense of not being a lying piece of scum. Fuck. Okay, in the best case, you are playing 2 or 3 seconds of someone's video. I mean, it's such an insane lie. I mean, you just can't get a stupider thing for somebody to say. I don't think I have ever played 2 or 3 seconds of somebody's video. Ever. There's not even a single fucking example where I did something like that. Oh, you're just saying, how the fuck can they type this shit? And go on making a mush for 48 minutes. So again, does that make any sense at all? No, it doesn't make any sense at all. I would really love for somebody to take 4 hours to respond to one of my 17-minute videos. I would appreciate that. I wouldn't find that offensive. Stop every sentence, okay, and explain how you would say it or do it better. Barely even related, mostly containing ad hominem insults. So again, another insane lie. When every single part of my reaction is an explanation, where I go into evolution or some other argument. I make the argument for why I can't really agree with that sentence because, there are facts in the world that just are overtly saying that can't possibly be a rational thing to say about what's going on planet Earth. So, I mean, just insane lie after insane lie. And then you point out they're lying and they just lie some more. I mean, fuck. It's so crazy. All right. So, here we go. Nick, whatever. The guy is an uneducated. So, again, just a stupid thing to say. I mean, you can dislike me and hate me for lots of reasons. But to say I'm uneducated is retarded, as I have spent my whole life acquiring what is called education. So it's just stupid. Okay, hot-headed. Well, yeah, I guess if when people, especially when people start, really getting, when they start threatening people peripheral to my life to try to get to me, yeah, I start getting like, you know, I start wondering, well, maybe I'm not, against, maybe I'm not for gun control. Maybe maybe we need more people with guns because some people need something to happen. I mean, you're disgusting fucking creeps. And you have nothing. You're armed with nothing. Okay, and a narcissist, which is just again, it's just a silly accusation. In what way shall I be impressed by you? Fucked hard. I mean, a dishonest, stupid troll who types 6 words on a fucking video and thinks he's done his job. Oh, yeah, you've totally debunked my arguments. Oh, no, you really haven't. You haven't even touched them, you piece of shit. So, anyway. So, Stephen Bro did. Oh, he's reposted. Thank you. But we'll come back to that because it's related to mindless marbles. So, we'll do some more ragging on mindless marbles. So here's obviously a troll account copying Captain Awesome's name. I mean, Piro should delete this, kind of shit right away. But anyway, man, him acting like you started this is such a hilarious lie. So that's obviously a lie. I mean, from the very first video Piro made, it was nothing but ad hominem insults. That's all he's ever been able to manifest, and of course, fake evidence. Okay, I mean, completely cheat arguments. Okay, he's been insulting people personally for years with no filter. So, again, a lie. It's just stupid. I mean, where the fuck do you get that from? What person did I personally insult who didn't personally insult me first? Can you give me the name of that person? Screaming and making nasty remarks nonstop. Some more horse shit about screaming. Tiny percentage of my videos. I mean, absolutely tiny percentage. So just an obvious lie. Yeah. But yeah, Piro, the claim and rational guy over here. So the calm and rational guy over here. So again, this is coming from somebody who's using somebody else's name. Okay, a fake identity, and he's stealing somebody else's name, which is really lame on the internet. Is the one who started this. It's laughable, right? So this is the character witness for Piro, right? Somebody who stole Captain Awesome's name. I mean, that's all you really have to say, right? And there's this Quinexco, whatever this is, troll number 4. Gary put his response video, over an hour of course, on his website because he didn't want to make it clear he was afraid. So even that's hilarious, right? I mean, I told people I was making the video before I made it, and then I linked to it directly, and it's on the homepage of my website, my other website, not just DraftScience. And I will be referencing it, no doubt, because it's relevant, because it's Piro. So it's relevant to my audience. And this is an indication that somehow I'm afraid of the video. No, as I pointed out, I mean, the answer is pretty simple. First off, it's not a physics video, so fuck it. There's no physics in it. If Piro made a physics argument, there might have been reason to leave it on this channel. And it's an example of Piro just being useless, and so it's relevant to the other channel. And clearly there's no point in putting anything that's titled Getting Personal With on a YouTube channel. I mean, that's sort of just asking to get a strike on your account. So why would I do that? You little cowards are sitting here flagging all my videos all the time, and I shouldn't rationally respond to that by saying, well, maybe I keep this in a safe place. And that's being afraid. No, that's being exactly the opposite of afraid. That's being, I'm going to stick it where nobody can get to it. you little flaggers can't harm it. Yeah. Okay, he was afraid of feedback. So, another lame pile of shit. Alright, you also forgot to, again, my email address is in every single video, right in the description. And you cowards haven't sent one single link. You haven't made one single reasonable argument. Jerry Hall made a few efforts, and I read those, and they were all shit. But other than him, nothing. Okay. You also forgot to mention Matt. Okay, we already did that. Alright, so here's the mindless marble shit. So I'll reread what Marbles said, just so you have something before I go into Bro's bullshit. Yes, this is exactly what his science denial has become. So just more bullshit that I'm somehow denying science when they're denying the actual history. Puro hasn't acknowledged the history of this equation at all. He won't admit it was Leibniz's idea. He won't admit the whole French connection. He thinks that it was invented by Joule, and Joule didn't invent it. There's no evidence that it was Joule's equation in any way whatsoever. It's really Thomas Young who perfected it, and he's the same idiot who gave you the two-slit nonsense. Alright, anyway, denial has become the equivalent of flat earth science. So again, theirs is the flat earth science. It makes absolutely no sense, 0 sense. It's got huge contradictions or paradoxes in it. They have zero physical evidence for it, and yet they think this isn't flat earth science. This stupid equation that has no credibility. Alright, he is putting out literally incoherent, self-contradictory nonsense that requires flat earth-tier conspiracy. So again, more nonsense about a conspiracy, when clearly the conspiracy is the human race. The human race has conspired to get wrong answers since the first human started walking. He started talking, and he started talking shit. And talking shit is what humans do. And the people who would wish us not to be talking shit and actually deal with facts and reality, they're called flat earthers for whatever reason. Just because you're running away from the truth, that you're the flat thinkers. Okay, that somehow NASA scientists, so here's another just overt lie, and engineers are lying about kinetic energy. I don't think they're lying about it in any way. They say, I've heard them say it, we use Newtonian physics. Now the fact that you think this has something to do with Newton, invented by Newton's worst enemy in life, and that's Newton's physics, you say. Okay? You slander Newton with that. That's like slandering Einstein with Einstein invented entanglement. It's just such an evil lie that there's nothing else to say. I mean, it's an evil lie. Okay. And Newtonian mechanics. So again, no, I'm the one defending that. Yes, obviously the engineers know momentum is all that works. Okay, the kinetic energy thing. Oh, that's fun when you're inventing free energy, but I can't do that in real space. So they know they can't use free energy. All right. The truth is he hasn't bothered to learn, study even one iota of physics. So another just overt lie. I've played. A whole series of Professor Lewin's videos. Okay, I mean 40 hours at least. Plus, I've obviously watched even more. And the Shakar videos from Yale. I mean, it's just such an overt lie. Okay, and insisted he is relying on superficial name dropping, which doesn't even make any sense. What name am I dropping? And BS his way through. You're the one. You're just a liar. I mean, a petty, stupid, moronic liar. They're not even clever lies. They're just overtly stupid. I mean, they can be disproven with little to no effort. Okay. How anyone can become such a silly person is beyond me. Yeah, like I said, you really look at... I mean, just, look inside yourself, mindless, because what you've become is a pile of shit. Any integrity you had as a thinking being is just thrown away with this drivel. Okay, so Stephen Bro. Look, it's a short comment. Amazing. All right, anyway, just to put it on record that I massively appreciate your academic advice. So this is a guy who still hasn't proven anything and claims he has. So he has this exaggerated notion that he has proven something in the last, whatever, 5 years. And no, he hasn't demonstrated anything with any kind of clarity at all. Except maybe confirming that polarization of radar, that the filter it's filtering not the way you think. It's not a frisbee flying through the bars. It's a little more complicated than that. All right, that has so far helped me correct at least 4 of my errors since starting this lark. Yeah, and it's not a lark, it's a fark. Okay, it's a fark. Okay, you're just fucking yourself. Okay, of trying to test out the lanky liar's ludicrous, laughable claim. So just more, what is that? Is you got an argument somewhere? You got proof somewhere? No, you got nothing. Okay, about 4 years ago. So you haven't done any of that. I mean, he's sitting playing little hero marches, in his own little living room, pretending he's winning when he hasn't done anything but make noise. Okay, I have no difficulty whatsoever accepting criticism from someone like you who does it from an honest position. We just saw how dishonest he is. I mean, just the whole comment is a big fat pile of nothing. Inarticulate mush. Not a single physics argument, nothing. And I am sure the same would apply if managed to get my act together enough to consult. Oh, he's going to consult Pirro on this and that. Yeah, well, you're doomed to failure then. Because Pirro doesn't have any rational notions of reality. Okay, I appreciate all advice. I would advise that you find something else to do with your time, because this is going to be your greatest failure. Okay, as many failures as you've had in your life, this is going to be your greatest. Okay, except from complete frauds like Gary. Again, what's fraudulent about any of my presentations on the internet? Absolutely nothing. This lunatic even made the accusation in some comment that I have somehow engineered the thumbnails on my videos. I almost never change the thumbnail. The only time I ever even change it from the default thumbnail is if, the subject is something and you get 3 choices. You're given 3 choices by YouTube. And sometimes the one choice has a better image in it of the other person or something. And I'll change the thumbnail. But other than that, they're all the default thumbnail, you fucking idiot. So again, it's just lie after lie after lie. Attempting to impugn my character, claim I am committing some sort of shenanigans when there's 0 evidence for it. I mean, what the fuck is that besides slander, fucker? I mean, maybe in your country you have become a bunch of bums and shit for brains, and you don't have any of this integrity shit. You don't even have any notion of it anymore. But I'm just amazing. It's still against the law in this country, but yeah, nobody prosecutes, so, we're all fucked. Gary, who I suspect is a little more than a vindictive big baby. Yeah, just baby talk, little baby talk. Words, words, words. You walk nothing. You just talk shit. Okay, a previous reply on this thread got deleted. Not sure why. Oh, yeah, well, I'm not sure it got deleted at all, but whatever. Same happens on the much respected Bad Ethics channel. Oh, so somehow his comments disappear. So yeah, it's an accusation I delete them when they disappear on my channel. But when they disappear on other channels, I'm sure it's innocent. So just more evidence of just how fucked and duplicitous these people are. So to save wasting my time, I see if the points stays posted. Thank you sincerely for your advice. Well, it's good that Steven's got the fear of deletion. I thought you saved everything though, so why would it even disturb you? You can just repost it because you save everything. It has helped massively. Gary wouldn't understand that because he is thick. Yeah, what is to understand about a steaming pile of absolute ad hominem nonsense that what the asshole typed? What's to understand? I'm supposed to see value in that horse shit? No, sorry. No chance. Alright, so this is Steven's new look, it's not even that long either. So, wow, he's figured it out. Forgive the duplication, but I'm hoping you might agree that my appreciation for the top-notch advice Mindless Marbles has given me over the years. So, just, amazing. That he's deriving help from somebody who can't articulate an argument to, can't happen. Deserves a little help in making it noticed by Gary. What am I supposed to notice? I can read his exact statements. He's made his credible science argument, and it's shit. Doesn't have anything in it. He thinks Newton invented 1/2 mv squared. He thinks if Newton was alive today, Newton would say, yes, you got the right answer. Wow, how did you do it without me? How did you figure it out without me? I was so stupid not to see. Obviously, things are creating preposterous amounts of energy all over the place. Obviously, momentum was a silly idea. Do you really think if we could dig up Newton and we could reanimate his brain, in his little Frankenstein state, he would say, oh, I'm so glad you figured out that mv squared thing. I was so full of shit to think it was momentum, it was energy. I mean, your people are pathetic. You're so fucking deluded and stupid. How the fuck do you think this is Newton's physics? It's an exact attack against Newton's physics. Oh, I mean, just fucking amazing. You're such, to sit there and slander Newton. I mean, it's bad enough that you'll pick on me, but to pick on Newton, for fuck's sake. All that work he did. I mean, he really did do an awful lot of work. The tons and tons. I mean, not just on the, not the universe stuff, but when you think of all the stuff he did on, all the light experiments and all the lens grinding and all the fucking bullshit he did, and you assholes sit there and just trivially slander his whole everything he built, and you just burn it down. I mean, you're just such pieces of shit. All right, anyway. Okay. Over the years, deserves a little help in making it noticed by Gary, who does nothing to try to paint MM as a troll. I'm just saying his comment is obvious. What the fuck how other could you describe that fucking comment as except ignorant, trollish crap? And again, to finish it by saying I'm opposing Newton is so fucking disgusting. When for fucking goddamn whatever it's been now, 6 months, I've been sitting here nailing the argument that this isn't Newton's physics, for fuck's sake. How dare you slander Newton with this shit? Again, it's just like slandering Einstein with gravitational waves and entanglement. It's disgusting. Okay, even though, let's see, I know by Gary who, troll. Even though it could be argued MM is actually defended Gary. Regardless, the fact that once in a while he'll concede, who cares? It's such a minor, tiny percentage of his contribution. His emphasis is just to keep supporting trolls and liars and deceivers. Fact. That's who he is. Okay, where I made silly errors, Gary would do well to shut his mouth long enough. And your advice could have how much meaning to anyone with reasoning skills. You put a video up pretending you debunked something, you proved something, you demonstrated something, and it was such a preposterous lie because the most valuable piece of experimental data in the fucking video completely validated what I claimed. I mean, how could you lie so overtly that you somehow demonstrated something when you clearly didn't? I mean, if that isn't anti-science, what is it? When you just lie about what the evidence said. You just overtly lie about it in your own video, your own evidence, and you just lie right to the audience. And yes, they're too stupid. They don't even understand the experiment. They actually think the experiment showed what you're propagandizing rather than exactly the opposite of what you're propagandizing. Oh, amazing. To give his ears a chance, like I said. What? Recompose for me the brilliant arguments ever provided me, ever. by any of you assholes. Where is your winning argument? Oh, that's right, it doesn't exist. So here's a copy and paste of my reply to MM's comment below. He's reposting his own comment? Anyway, just to increase the likelihood of it being noticed by those who need to realize Gary Talks complete. Look, his comment is overtly right there for everybody to read. How would be my contextualization mean anything? It's right there to be read by somebody, and it's quite obvious it has no content, and he's effectively saying mv squared is Newton's idea, that I'm somehow opposing Newton. I mean, you can't possibly get the facts wronger than that. Okay, HS is about the very person who he should be trusting for honest advice. Just amazing horseshit. Piro's included, of course, and Hofstadter. Okay, Hofstadter was a nihilist who, again, and what was he defending? So are you a field theorist? You think field theory, quantum field theory explains the universe. So, you know, is there anything we can pin you down on? So again, this is an important point. None of these lame pieces of scurvy shit, including Piro, actually present a video explaining what they do believe. So it can be picked on, you know, and many others, I'm sure. I mean, they're gutless. All right, so let's see. Massively appreciate. So I guess this is the same thing. Yeah, it's just the same comment. So what a pile of shit. Well, he'd probably re-comment on his own video, though. Where are the replies? Hide. There's no replies. It says there's 4 replies, but there's no replies. Oh, we'll try again. Oh, God, these people are just such fucking liars. Just one lie after another lie. So, Piro, are you proud of this comment section? Does it, you know, do you say, gee, these are such great arguments. Wow, thanks, guys. You're really helping. Is that what you see, Piro, when you read this shit? Oh, great, to be serious. It couldn't be better. This would be so... yeah, oh, come on. The Stephen Bro comment's gone now. Oh, fuck. Fuck YouTube. It's gone. Comment section. See, I mean, YouTube is just such a pile of shit. All right, well, we'll do the to be serious before that disappears. Then we'll try again. This video is so tragic in so many ways. I haven't seen the video you're responding to, so I know nothing about any of this. I'm just going to talk shit because that's all I do. I'm a constant, you know, I have this, you know, diarrhea of the mouth. Yeah, I have a problem. Okay, I feel better when I don't watch this particular YouTube content. Oh, and it's all about how you feel, right? It's not about the fact that you're an obnoxious, trolling bitch. Oh, okay. I remember your daughter. Yeah, well, so do I. She was such a beautiful young girl. I gather from what you say here that the person you're responding to made blaming video about your tragedy. So again, it's not his tragedy in the sense that the tragedy is that you know, Piro, with all of his philosophical insight and his capacity to tell the rest of the world it's okay, everything's fine, wasn't paying any attention, and he thinks that this is a good example. It's like, you know, he'll just blame this and that and that, okay, and then say he's taken on responsibility. What a pile of shit. You can't even make a video saying something like, yeah, before you go into this whole parenthood thing, you better have a plan, because not having a plan didn't work for me, okay? And you know, it didn't work in the worst way possible. You can't even do that. And here you are defending this mush. This is why the world is full of all these tragedies. This is why the world is full of people on fucking drugs so they can get through their life. It's because of all this lack of give a shit by all of you glib fucks who think it's your obligation to sit there and produce more humans, okay, in this sloppy manner. You can't even have enough integrity to say, yes, I think parenthood is the most important job in the universe, and that anything people can say to make people appreciate that they got to be ready for it, that they got to have the means and the capacities, and they got to know that they're ready for this big job. They can't be dysfunctional shit for brains. It's not a good idea. Reckless and sloppy is not the prescription here. It's not in the instruction manual. Yeah, just be reckless and sloppy. It works all the time. You're just such a I mean, it's nothing but duplicity. You're just sitting here endorsing, the disease. And you're too stupid to figure out that's exactly what you're doing, just endorsing the disease. I'm sorry if that's what happened here. Steve Godfrey is absolutely correct when he points out that the person you're responding to has an abusive temperament. So none of the absolute shit you posted on the other video, the ad hominem shit for which you have no evidence, you backed it up with nothing, okay, that's not abuse. Your complete mischaracterization of the facts is not abuse. Oh, hypocrisy, just everywhere. Alright, so we'll see if Steve's little comments pop back up. Try again. Newest first. Nope. So, I wonder if the reply to Mindless Marvels is still there. So that's still there. So I guess, maybe he deleted this stupid comment because it was stupid. Reposting the same comment twice is really stupid. Alright, so that's all there is. Okay. So that should be the end of that. So the next video I have found some way to post on Quora. I don't know if it's going to really work. So I did respond to some of the comments anonymously now. So you can post anonymously, but you have to jump through all these hoops to do it, and they degrade the post. So I don't know if anybody even reads them. So I don't know how practical it is, but we'll see if I can manage to get it to work that way. But you can't really interact because you can't respond anonymously to comments. You can only post a question anonymously or answer the question anonymously, but you can't interact anonymously. So it's probably futile. But anything to engage somebody with some, with any other energy. This conversation needs some input from somebody who can make an argument. And unfortunately, we don't have any of those. We don't have anybody who can make a physics argument. So again, no physics arguments have been made. None. Nothing. Zero. Alright. So we'll call that a video. And such. So, till the next time, and such. But it's just pathetic. Again, Piro, you think this comment section, there's not one single physics video in the comment section. Nothing. Nothing demonstrating, in any way that any of that crap typed in your comment section has anything to do with a fact. Like every single assertion made is non-factual. So you're happy with that? Yeah, okay. This has been a DraftScience video presentation and such.